I'm very quickly going to read one of my favourite scientists, who is Richard Feynman. For those of you who don't know Richard Feynman, he was a brilliant Nobel Prize-winning physicist, also expert bongo player and safecracker, right, which to me is kind of Father, Son and Holy Ghost of the scientific world. And this is one of the reasons that I started to love science again. It's a small piece from a documentary, the Horizon documentary, called The Pleasure of Finding Things Out. And I'm just going to give you a little bit of this. It's absolutely... I apologise, I kind of do an impersonation of his voice, but quite often halfway through it becomes Mr. Magoo. So I'm sorry about this. You know, I've lost a tiny particle into your brain. Anyway, but it might not happen. So here is my Hanna-Barbera scientist. This is Pleasure of Finding Things Out. I have a friend who's an artist, and he sometimes takes a view which I don't agree with too well. He'll hold up a flower and he'll say, look how beautiful it is, and I'll agree. But then he'll say, I, as an artist, can see how beautiful a flower is. But you, as a scientist, you take it all apart and it becomes a dull thing. And I think he's kind of nutty. That's the first thing I like. Kind of nutty is underused in scientific debate. If you are ever having a chat, I don't know, to a spine wizard, or to... Maybe there's a homeopath there who's kind of going, as you can see, the water still has some of the bits in it, so we keep diluting it, then there's none of the thing in it, and then we bang it on the Bible a few times, and the water's very brainy, and it remembers a thing, and your flu's gone, so it's very clever. And then... What do you say, scientist? I think it's kind of nutty. Is that it? Yes, we're dealing with a lot of other things as well. And it keeps being beautiful, because it continues. He says, first of all, the beauty that he sees is available to other people, and to me too, I believe. Although I might not be quite as refined aesthetically as he is, I can appreciate the beauty of a flower. But at the same time, I can see much more in the flower than he sees. I can imagine the cells inside, which also have a beauty. There's a beauty not just the dimension of 1 centimetre, there's also the beauty at a smaller dimension. There are the complicated actions of the cells and other processes. The fact that the colours in the flower have evolved in order to attract insects to pollinate it is interesting. That means insects can see the colours. That adds a question. Does this aesthetic sense we have also exist in lower forms of life? I don't understand how, with the excitement and mystery and awe of a flower, there is any of subtraction. It only adds. I don't understand how it subtracts. And that, to me, is the beauty of it, that science really does add. It really does add things. And that's, I sometimes argue with that. I have some friends who, sometimes they have a religious bent, sometimes it's not even that. They say, surely, if you understand why a flower has become like a flower, doesn't that ruin the magic? And I kind of think, but if we lived in that world, that would not be a good world. If we lived in a world where you took your child to a doctor and you said, Doctor, I'm a bit worried about my child. I think there's something wrong with the kidneys, I'm not sure. And the doctor went, oh, right. Probably just cut him open and rummage around a bit. What? We'll just cut him open and rummage. So you do understand how human beings work, don't you? Not really. I think it ruins the magic. Then these would be bad times.